Hey everybody, it's Ron and Fez from the Ron and Fez Show.
And we're part of Laugh Out Loud Month going on all July long on XM Satellite Radio, where you get all your favorite comedy on all your favorite XM comedy channels, like Laugh USA XM 151, Laugh Attack XM 153, and right here on XM Comedy 150. Now, if you want to check out our show, it's the Ron and Fez Show. That's on XM 202 High Voltage. We're on weekdays starting at noon in the East and 9 a.m. on the West Coast.
Over the next hour, we're going to play some comics for you. Comics that we've worked with in the past. Comics that we're very, very fond of. Comics that we think are great, and we hope you do as well.
Some of these comics, I think, Ronnie, still owe us some money.
There's a couple comics on this list that I owe money to also, Fez. And there's one comic that I'd like to just take the time to say to his wife, I'm sorry.
So these are some of our favorite stand-ups in no particular order.
I'm sorry, I was drunk. Let's not make a big deal out of this.
Okay, let's get this thing rolling.
Jimmy Schubert's going to be the first comic we're going to throw out there with you. Jimmy Schubert, not only one of the best comics I've ever seen, one of my favorite people of all time, Fez. A really, really good guy and a really strong professional.
Well, what I always liked about Jimmy Schubert is the guy you're seeing on the stage is also the guy off the stage. There's that much manic energy going on, and when the guy's performing, he's like a human puppy out there.
Now, when Fez says human puppy, it means he wants the audience to love him, and then also occasionally he'll get so excited he'll pee places that he shouldn't. I know you've seen Jimmy. I know he's done some TV. He's been featured in a lot of films, but stand-up, I think, is the place where he's most at home.
You want to check out Jimmy Schubert here as we do Laugh Out Loud Month on XM Satellite Radio.
Anyway, I was into having this thing called a protein scramble. And I'm reading the ingredients. And basically, it's an egg omelet with chicken meat in it. You know, a chicken omelet. Yeah, which is wrong. People, you don't take the eggs out of the chicken and then cook the chicken and put in the eggs. That's too much chicken. I mean, who the hell's back there cooking some kind of chicken serial killer? Huh? Who's working the grill? The barnyard strangler? People, that's an omelet that spans 2 generations of chicken. That's not breakfast. That's a vendetta. What the hell you got against the chicken? I feel bad for the chicken. Everything is chicken. I'm sure sometimes chickens get hungry and look at other chickens. I wouldn't mind having a piece of that. Yummy. Well, you just have to separate some food items, is all I'm saying, you know? That's like taking your hamburger and dipping it into your milk. Well, you don't do it. That's what I'm saying. It's not kosher. Well, that's where mad cow disease comes from. Because some asshole fed cows to the other cows. No wonder they're mad. I would be furious. This ruins everything now, because you got to be careful. And I'm a meat eater. I like my food to move. I like food that's had to make its way in the world, just like I did. You know what I mean? Well, God made animals slow enough to catch. He obviously intended for us to eat them. Besides that, what's the fun in hunting a vegetable? Any moron could sneak up on a carrot. I'm not even a big fan of vegetables, to tell you the truth, because I get the nutrients from the mud. Would you eat mud? No. Then why eat the middleman? Some of that stuff is not even food. Sorry, that's not classified as food. That's dental floss trapped inside a carbohydrate. I'm sure you can crack a piece of celery and brush your teeth in it. It's not food. I was reading about celery. You know there's like 4 calories in one piece of celery? 4 calories. Takes your body 6 calories to process a stick of celery. You could kill yourself eating celery if that's all you ate. What happened to him? Well, he was eating celery and he passed out and fell over. And that's when we dialed 911 and called you guys. I said, have some chicken. He said no. See, that's the problem. We live in a very rude, predatory culture. No one's nice to anybody anymore. Nobody. I'm telling you, it's fucking ridiculous. I'll tell you what, I locked my keys in my car the other day. Wasn't paying attention. Locked my keys inside my car outside this abortion clinic where they were having a protest. No. I was running to get some cigarettes at the 7-Eleven. And I went, oh, fuck. I could see my keys in the ignition. And all I said was, anybody got a hanger? They chased me for 3 blocks.
We're Ron and Fez. You can check us out every weekday on XM 202 High Voltage, starting at noon in the East and 9 a.m. in the West.
Now, we mentioned earlier that Jimmy Schubert had traveled with Sam Kinison, all part of the Outlaws of Comedy tour, Fez. And the Outlaws of Comedy, to me, some of the best comics ever work in the country.
Yeah, in addition to Schubert, there was Alan Stevens and, of course, Mitchell Walters.
Lock it up, potty package.
There was always something to pick up for Mitchell Walters. And Carl LeBeau.
Carl, to me, one of the best comics ever to work. I'll tell you something else, Fez. We're not going to be able to do him justice playing this on the radio because you've got to see Carl work to really get the full package.
Carl LeBeau, you could actually lose weight watching him perform on stage. This is a guy, if you put him on a stage, he is going to use every inch of it. He's that much of a physical guy.
He could have been a silent film star, also hysterical comic at the same time. Physical comedy, very, very witty. And I honestly believe Sam Kinison owes a lot of his success to working with Carl. So let's check out some of them right here.
Carl LeBeau.
I got stopped by the train. You guys got a train, man. It's so cute. You guys have to be so proud, man. We got a train. We got a train. I got stopped before the show and we drove up and then, ding, 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 ding. I go, oh, man, we're going to be here 20 minutes and it's going to make us late for the show. And then the train went by. Ding, 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 ding. It's a little glass booth. Looks like the back of a pickup truck they cut off and they put glass on it. And it seats like 6. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Funny Guy, it'll get you down Salt Lake in 26 minutes. So you can do all your little comedy, make your little fun. 26 minutes. How long does it take to drive? 28. And you can actually get 7 in your car, can't you? Yeah. And then I heard 7 people got killed when they were setting the train up for you. When they were building the train tracks, and I guess when they were practice running the train, 7 people got killed. Like, how stupid are you to not know what ding, ding, ding is? You know, the guy that ding, 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 ding. The guy in the truck going, what the hell's going on? You can't stay in the truck. Daddy's going to check this out. You guys get stopped over there by that pole? What the hell's going on? I can't hear you. Stand up. Just come in the middle and meet me. We'll talk. And what the hell? Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. Getting hit by a train is something you do drunk, not sober. You know, we've all had friends, but come on, let's race the train. That's the one thing I do know about this place. You guys party. God. You guys drink that 2.6 beer like nobody I've ever seen. Man, your beer is so light on alcohol, man. This is the first state I've ever been to when you pulled over, they go, "You been drinking?" You go, "Yeah." They go, "Okay, go ahead."
It's Laugh Out Loud month all through July on XM Satellite Radio. We're Ron and Fez from XM 202 High Voltage, talking about some of our favorite stand-ups.
Yeah, this next comic is a guy that we watched come up in the business. I think he came out of Orlando, Florida. We met him over on the West Coast. He was working with comics like Kevin Rogers and Lou Angel. We're talking about Tom Rhodes. Now, you might know Tom from that sitcom that he had. He's one of those stand-up comics who they gave a sitcom and then attempted to change everything about the guy.
Yeah, Tommy's sitcom was on NBC. It was Mr. Rhodes, where Tom was cast as a prep school teacher, where he was going to have all kinds of unconventional tactics in the classroom and, of course, stick it to the administration.
With most comics, to really get the feel for him, you need to see him on stage. Tom Rhodes, terrific charisma, great material. He's based in Amsterdam now, so it's tougher to see him do a stand-up because he works all over the world.
He's completely intercontinental now, Ronnie.
So here he is, Tom Rhodes.
I was in Winnipeg, Canada. However long ago you need for this joke to be relevant. And, club owner comes up to me after the show and goes, "Hey, don't say fuck here." Bill Cosby was here, he wouldn't say fuck. I said, Bill Cosby was in Winnipeg, Canada, making the money I'm making, he'd say fuck. Trust me. I'm a fan of Mr. Cosby's work. Are there any Canadians here?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Canadians. Canada 667, the neighbor of the beast. Love Canada. Canada never invades anybody. People would laugh if they showed up with that leafy flag anyway. Oh, look, the leafy people are coming. They just want us to be leafy like them. Have a little piece of maple candy. Thank you, Canada. Canada gave us the arm on the space shuttle. Helps us grab shit. Before Canada gave us that arm, we would go, "Oh shit," and watch things float away. And Canada said, "Hey, dumbass Americans, here's a little arm. It'll help you retrieve shit." And when the arm comes back in, it gives you a little piece of maple candy right there. A little bit of maple candy and think about your neighbor. 667. I've been so blessed. I was living in Holland, and I had my own late night talk show on Dutch television for 2 years, and then that ended, and the same network gave me a travel show. I don't know why you think that's funny, but for most of last year, I got to travel all over the world filming this TV show. I was in Peru last year, and in Peru they eat hamsters. It's a delicacy, and because we were filming it, I had to try it, and I didn't like it. Thank God. Wouldn't that suck if you found out you fucking loved hamster? You'd have to hang out at pet stores all the time. They keep dying. Maybe the wheel is too tight. I read a lot about the Incas when I was in Peru. You know the Incas did cocaine? Guess that explains why they were building runways for UFOs. Hurry up, man, they'll be here soon. Keep raking, I can hear them.
That was Tom Rhodes. We're Ron and Fez from XM 202 High Voltage. You know, you can check out our show weekdays on 202, starting at noon in the East, 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It is Laugh Out Loud Month on XM Satellite Radio, and we're here talking about some of our very favorite stand-up comedians.
Man, you talk about a laugh out loud stand-up comic, Fezzy. I got to go for this next guy. Tommy Blaze. Tommy Blaze, originally from Long Island, New York. I met him down in Clearwater, Florida. I always thought him as like an action movie star doing stand-up. This was like a stand-up, and you don't see this all the time, like the chicks used to treat him like a rock star.
There's some odd charisma there where when Tommy Blaze is on stage, all eyes are on Tommy Blaze.
That's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for one man to say that about another. In this case, it may be true. Here he is, our buddy, Tommy Blaze.
It's not a myth. It's not a stereotype. I just read in Newsweek the average woman uses 10,000 different words a day in casual conversation. Men use significantly less. It was like 8, I think. And that's only if you count as a word. Apparently, it just takes a man fewer words to convey the same information as it does a woman. Which is why men are chosen to write highway signs. Because if you're traveling down the highway at 65 miles an hour, you don't have time to figure out what the sign really means. You look at a stop sign. It says, stop. You know a man wrote that. Because if a woman wrote it, if a woman would have written it, because if a woman would have written it, it would say, if you really knew me, then you'd know what I want you to do right now. It doesn't count if I have to tell you first. You should think of these things on your own. If I have to tell you, you know what that sound is, ladies? That's what a man hears if you try to talk to him in 30-second segments or more. Right around second number 31, he's not hearing words anymore. All he because we don't have that kind of concentration. Now we will stare at you and act like we know what you're saying, but all we hear. No talking. Our grandparents' generation, the divorce rate was somewhere around 27% when men and women apparently didn't talk. You got married, you bought furniture, you paid off the house, you died. Now with all of these self-help books and television shows and therapists and counselors telling us we need to learn to communicate, divorce rate is somewhere around 53%. You do the math. You ask any couple, been married 40, 50 years, everyone always asks, what's your secret? We don't say shit to one another.
Nick, go ahead. Pretend it's candy.
That's XM Comedy, Channel 150.
Hello, I'm Stacy Keach, and I'm proud to bring you The Twilight Zone on Sonic Theater. You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. Your next stop? The Twilight Zone. Each Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on Sonic Theater. Physiologically. XM 163.
Want to play the latest video games without paying high prices to buy them? With GameFly, you can play all the games you want every month without the cost and commitment of buying them. GameFly is the smartest way to rent video games. Try unlimited hot titles across all gaming platforms, including Hitman, Blood Money, New Super Mario Bros., Prey, and Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. Now you can try GameFly for just $9.95 for the first month. Here's how easy it is. Select your games from over 4,000 titles for every video game platform. GameFly will ship the first game directly to your door. You can keep the game as long as you want. There are no late fees, and shipping is always free. Once you're done playing, send the game back, and GameFly will send you the next game on your list. Go to GameFly.com to sign up today. That's GameFly.com. Try GameFly today.
The PGA Tour Network, XM 146, takes you inside the ropes with the best golfers in the world.
This week we're at the NEC. You know this golf course so well, you can play it in the dark.
That's a good one there, Bobby.
From the first tee.
Please welcome Phil Mickelson.
To the fairway.
This ball could go in the hole.
To the winning putt from the final hole.
Tiger Woods, your 2005 champion.
The PGA Tour Network also delivers golf-themed comedy.
No pro has ever said this. Say, just gotta blast this through the trees.
Useful tips from the best golfers in the world.
What would you recommend?
For amateurs?
Yeah.
Probably the 9-8 hole is probably the best option.
You never know what you'll find at the bottom of the bag, other than great golf coverage. These guys are good on the PGA Tour Network, XM 146.
Every week, NASCAR Nextel Cup driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets unrestricted on XM.
If you like the tracks you race on, which one would you like to marry?
Say what? I just want to make sure I heard it correctly.
Run like hell from?
I'd run like hell from Sonoma, because that's just a bad name for a woman anyways.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Unrestricted, Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. East on NASCAR Radio XM 144.
NASCAR. XM 144.
XM Comedy. 150, whatever.
We're Ron and Fez on XM Satellite Radio. We're hanging out talking about some of our favorite comedians.
This next comic, people ask us about us all the time because he started with us when we were doing the Ron and Ron show in Florida. We used to do the show out of Tampa, Florida, and most of the other markets in Florida picked it up. This next gentleman used to be on with us. We had a falling out, folks. A falling out between his agent and the radio station that we were working for. So he crossed the street and started working with our competition. Now, one thing in radio, when that guy crosses the street, works against you, you stop being friends. So we went from being very, very close to really having a fallout over something that really in the long run wasn't that big a deal. You already know him. You've already heard of him. And when he used to do our show, this character was making fun of dumb Southern people not carrying a flag for the rest of the idiots to follow. Here he is, Larry the Cable Guy.
The girl I wed now gets mad at me, says she can't understand my accent. It's better than my brother. He don't even move his lips. I ain't kidding. I'd like, you want to go to the store? You're like, no, you don't go here. My dad thought that was funny. I done that at one of my programs. My dad was at it, made fun of my brother. He loved it. He come up to me laughing. He's like, you I tell you what, that was funnier than a retard eating hot wings. I tell you what, that was funny. This is my parents' anniversary a while back. It's a big deal, you know, it's 50th anniversary. We get all dressed up, and sure enough, we pull away. They forget a lot of our food in the bag there. And so we got to pull all the way back around there, you know. Got to pick up 2 more burgers and some ketchup packets. There's a lot of dumb people out there, I tell you what. There's a fella down in Florida stripped naked and swam with the killer whale at SeaWorld, and it killed him. All right? And now the parents is suing SeaWorld. Said there wasn't enough warning signs. Ain't the word killer whale enough of a warning to keep your waterhead kid out of the fish tank down there? I mean, you ain't got to be head cashier at the Walmart to figure out you don't swim with the killer sharkfish up there. Went in for a checkup the other day. Doctor stuck his finger up my hind end there. Don't even warn me, just does it. You know, I'm like, you gonna watch the ball game on Saturday? Oh! Ah! What in the world? Oh, thought Casper the Queer Ghost come up behind me back there, son. I knew he was a friendly ghost. That's a little too friendly right there. Then he said he found something. I'm like, found something? I didn't even know you was looking for nothing up there. Now I'm all bent out of shape. What's in my hind end? I hope it's the remote control. I ain't seen it all week. No wonder every time I fart, the volume goes up on that TV set over there. I was wondering, found something in my hind end. That's the worst dentist I've been to in 5 years. Then the government lies to us. Well, we were going to kill Saddam Hussein, but we can't find him. Can't find him? Larry King interviewed him 3 months ago. Man, give Larry a knife and stab that idiot. He's sitting right there. And do something. Man. Yeah. What the hell is this, Russia? I mean, take that towel off his head and snap his hind end with it a couple of times, you know? Do something. And don't get mad at me. Saddam Hussein's a killer. God forbid I called him names. I ain't talking about the good people over there. I got nothing against them. It's Saddam Hussein. You know, God bless the people over there. I hope they all get new wicker baskets full of snakes for Christmas, all right? I got no beef toward them over there. You know, they fly their carpet wherever they want to. I got no troubles with them folks over there.
We're Ron and Fez. It's Laugh Out Loud month all through July on XM satellite radio. Hope you're enjoying it on XM channels like Laugh USA, XM 151, Laugh Attack, XM 153, and right here on XM Comedy 150. If you want to check out our show, The Ron and Fez Show, that's XM 202 High Voltage. We're on right after Opie and Anthony.
Now, we're talking about some of our favorite comics, Fezzy, and I think we got to bring this guy up because I think we take him for granted. I think he is doing so well that we don't stop and take a good look at how difficult it is, and that's little Jimmy Norton.
Little Jimmy Norton. We'll miss that rocket once it blasts off, Ronnie.
It is blasting off as we sit here. Jim Norton right now is doing the biggest radio show in the country. He's got a TV show that's getting a lot of attention. And also, he's known as one of the strongest stand-up comics working today. I'm going to go out on a limb here and bring this up about Jimmy Norton. He did a blog, I think it was called I Stink. It was so damn funny. It's almost impossible to laugh out loud reading something. I'm reading some of the stuff that he's written. The timing that he has in the written word is unbelievable. I can only think of another nonfiction writer that I laughed his heart at. It's Hunter Thompson. The weird thing about Norton is I don't even think he understands he has this talent. I think it's just something he has, and since so many other things are happening for him, he's not taking advantage of it. Again, also, you don't realize how difficult it is for a stand-up comic, and 95% of stand-up comics work off their material. They will have material and work at it and shape it and adjust it, and it takes a year to get a good hour a year together. Jimmy Norton does 5-6 hours of radio every day with O&A and makes it seem as natural as that's his number one business.
And he's so talented, you can ignore any of the personal quirks that may seem offensive or otherwise to people.
You know, it's a really good point that you brought that up. Instead of the fact that he's ignoring it, or most of us don't embrace the dark side of our lives, Jimmy says, this is who I am. Here are the good things. Here are the dark things. It's me. I'm comfortable with it. And oddly enough, it makes everybody else comfortable. It would be considered like a huge thing for anybody to step out and say, these are some of the faults that I have. Jimmy makes us laugh at him, makes us accept him. It's an amazing, amazing character that he's created for us.
Here's some of XM's own Jimmy Norton.
And all TV does is reinforce these stupid, corny, cutesy relationships, and it is sickening. What's happened to TV comedy makes me want to bite somebody's face. It is so horrendous. Friends, how is Friends the #1 comedy in the only country to drop a nuclear weapon? How did that happen? I couldn't laugh at that shallow garbage if you fed me mescaline and tickled me while it was on. Bunch of good-looking people in a big apartment. This is going to be a doozy. Yeah. You know what Friends episode I want to see? When Shaquille O'Neal kicks in the front door, throws acid in their faces, and teabags them. Then maybe Kobe runs in and rapes everybody. Because the days of honest human interaction and funny sitcom writing with any edge are dead. Because it's all special interest groups that are afraid they're going to get the letter, so they soften it, and it's crap. Stanford and Son was brilliant. All in the Family was brilliant. They were mean to each other, and we got it. How great was that? Fred got mad at Aunt Esther, told her to stick her face in dough and make gorilla cookies. That is hilarious. Do you know what an ugly bitch you have to be for your face to make a monkey impression in dough? But don't say that on TV now. Ugly people have feelings too. Yeah, ugly people should have feelings of self-hatred and isolation. That's why when they were talking about cloning, who was against it? Ugly people. Why? Because they were going to be weeded out. I say they like I wouldn't be on the short list to go. I have a marshmallow body with an appendix scar. They are never scientifically recreating this on purpose. Yeah, put a weak chin on it. That's a popular model for a man. All in the Family was absolutely brilliant. Archie got mad at Meathead. He'd call him a Polak. If you said that now, the next morning you'd have 10,000 Polish people outside protesting in front of the wrong network. A bunch of misspelled signs. What the hell is rackism? Now, Seinfeld I respect a lot, because Seinfeld had a lot of artistic integrity, man. Do you guys know for one more season, NBC offered him $5 million an episode, and he said, no, thank you, I'm done, and he walked away. That is integrity as an artist. For $5 million an episode, I'll star in a show called Jim Blows His Uncle Again. Starring me and my real uncle. And in the season finale, while I'm blowing him, I'd let the rabbit fuck me. That is a lot of cash.
Hello, listener. Say, are you the type of swinging, sophisticated person that often says,
Uncut. That's the way I like my comedy.
Then perhaps XM Comedy is for you. Often referred to as Up Yours. XM Comedy is the only place to hear uncensored comedy. Exactly the way the comedians put it down in today's hip, now a go-go comedy club.
Here's another pack of low-grade morons who ought to be locked into portable toilets and set on fire.
Oh, yes, XM Comedy is pretty out there, but then again, there's nothing else like XM Radio on the earth. Except, of course, another XM Radio. What the hell am I talking about? I have no freaking idea. But I can tell you the place to hear XM Comedy is on XM Radio, Channel 150. And remember, Junior, you must be this tall to ride this channel, so stop listening.
It is Laugh Out Loud Month. We're Ron and Fez from XM 202 High Voltage and talking about some of our favorite stand-up comedians.
Now, I got to say this, Fezzy, and I know you're not supposed to say it on XM because we have a little joke going back and forth, but the truth is, one of my favorite comics of all time, Rich Voss.
Really? That's supposed to be a secret, Ronnie.
Rich Voss is, I'm going to tell you the truth, he's not only a fine stand-up comic, he's a really terrific guy. I first met him with a couple of great comics named Bobby Woods and Frankie Bastille during the real dark times of the 1980s. Both Woods and Bastille are gone right now, and I think most people at that time would have bet cash money that Voss was the next to go. He turned his life around. Not only has he got a solid comedy career, he's a good dad, he's got a brand new wife. I'm really proud of the guy.
And you also know Rich Voss from the season 1 of Last Comic Standing, where he stole the show. And also, probably one of the better tans in show business and the whiter teeth. Here's some Rich Voss.
Tough being a Jew. The black man holding us down. I don't know what Jew holiday it is, but I'm sure it's one with fucking phlegm in it. Catholics, you guys have some weird holidays too. Ash Wednesday. Ow! The priest just burned me. Now he's touching me. You know what holiday I never understood? Good Friday. Isn't that the day Jesus died? I don't think that was a Good Friday for him. I don't see him up on the cross going, woo, party! Yeah, thank Dad, it's Friday. I'm coming back Sunday. And when I get back, I want a lot of chocolate bunnies. And I want people to paint and hide eggs. Don't forget the marshmallow chickens. Loosen up. I'm a Jew. We got blamed for killing Jesus. We would have nailed it across. We would have nagged him to death. You gonna walk on water with no sandals? Jesus was Spanish. Did you know that? He was. I read in the Bible say Jesus would come back like a thief in the night. Loosen up. No Spanish people here, is there? Oh, there is? Oh, yeah? I love Spanish girls. They're hot. They got flavor. I was with a Spanish girl. Wild sex. Going, who's your daddy? She said, I don't know.
We're Ron and Fez from the Ron and Fez Show on XM 202 High Voltage. You can check us out weekdays starting at noon in the East and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It is Laugh Out Loud Month all through July on XM Satellite Radio. That's why we're here discussing some of our favorite comedians.
Here's a kid that we watch come up at open mic night at my club. And I got to tell you the truth. I never paid much attention to him at the beginning. I'm like, it's a wacky kid. He's acting zany. He's acting weird. Next thing I know, he passes my career like a shot. Jimmy Brewer.
Jimmy Brewer, of course, was a regular on Saturday Night Live, his movie Half Baked, and his rock and roll comedy tours.
I'm going to tell you, though, the thing that I liked best he ever did, remember on MTV where he did that one summer special where he had his own cable show?
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
There was a bit that he did about a Jersey guy who was always very proud of his lawn, wearing Zubaz. I thought it was one of the funniest things on TV. Even though I have no right to take any credit for this guy, I often think to myself, well, I hope you enjoyed that open mic night. Here he is, Jimmy Brewer.
I can never not be fat.
I was 82 pounds in kindergarten. Plus, I look high all the time. You guys want to play Batman? You guys want to play Batman? I loved Batman. Check this out. I remember, I swear to God, I have a childhood friend here tonight that can vouch for it. 82 pounds in kindergarten. All I remember is I look at all my old shirts. You know when you're a fat kid, when your belly button is tight. You know when you have the hole on the shirt and tight and you see the belly button. I remember Halloween, I could not wait to be Batman. So my mom brought me to the store, like, all right, yeah, Batman. Down the aisle. So I went to put it on, and she's put on a Batman, but she didn't think, like, oh, my God, this poor kid's a fat bastard. First thing I put on was the mask, and my head was just so big, it only covered, like, my eyebrows to the bottom of my chin. And it was really hot because I was so fat. Do I look like Batman, Mom? Do I look like Batman? And you know those outfits are onesies, so I'm trying to put on the onesie, but I can't get around the midsection. My mom's like, suck it in! Suck it in! Jesus Christ, are you eating when I'm not looking at you? How are you getting so fat? I don't feed you like this. Do I look like Batman? So I'm trying to check this out. This is all I remember. So I get the outfit on, and I'm so tight around the belly that the ears of Batman only came up to, like, just behind my head. I couldn't get it up. So I'm walking around with the mask and the ears of... Do I look like Batman? Do I look like Batman? I couldn't bend my knees because it was so tight. And when you're a kid, that's torturous. I walked into kindergarten with such pride. Batman! You're Batman! Shut up! Shut up! And fat kids are like rhinos. We can't fight the skinny kids unless they're in our perimeter. Like within 3 feet. I'll get you, dick! But you can't outrun a gazelle. You dickhead! I remember I went to sit. Everything was, shut up! You fat man! And I finally got my stuff together and I went to sit down. No bullshit. Ripped all the way up to the ear. And I had tits. I had little tits, and my tits are hanging out. So every little kid, ew, it's Pitman! Pitman! Shut up! Come over here! Ew, Pitman! It's not funny. Just sitting there and half your fat hanging out. Cover your fat tit, man. Shut up!
XM Comedy Channel 150.
When searching for a poker game in this urban jungle of ours, it's important that a man learns a thing or two about the predators waiting for him, lurking around the inviting, soft felt of the poker table. The wild card. Now there's a dangerous animal. Beware. He's unpredictable and aggressive, stalking his prey at the table. He'll strike in erratic patterns when you least expect it. Whoa, that's some crazy in his eye. To avoid falling prey, learn how to play your cards tight. Learn to play poker and be the king of your jungle. Visit Bodog.net and get your free guide to playing poker now. Bodog.net. Poker. Learn easy. Play hard.
I really want to pay off my bills and credit card debt, but the bank said no to my home loan.
Are you a homeowner and need cash? Do you want money to do home improvements this summer, or just looking for a lower fixed payment?
Where do I start?
By calling Omega Mortgage Acceptance Corp. and take advantage of rates below 6% and even skip a payment.
Skip a payment? I like that.
You don't need mountains of paperwork or tons of documentation. You don't even need tax returns or W-2s. Great if you're self-employed.
What about my credit? I've had a bankruptcy.
Omega specializes in home loans for homeowners just like you. Even with credit problems, late payments, mortgage lates, or a past bankruptcy, Omega Mortgage Acceptance Corp. makes it easy. Lower your monthly payments, get the cash you deserve, and a rate below 6%. It all starts with an easy, no-hassle 5-minute call.
Omega got it done.
Call toll-free 888-OMEGA-76. That's 888-663-4276. Licensed by the CalDRE, number 014113112. Ask how you can skip a payment this summer. Call now, 888-OMEGA-76. 888-OMEGA-76.
Hi, this is Tom Shalhoub, and you can catch me on dailycomedy.com.
And I'm Ray Allen, and I'm on dailycomedy.com. You should emphasize the comedy.
Okay, comedy expert.
I'm Dean Edwards, and I was on Saturday Night Live, so I know about comedy. You should say it dailycomedy.com.
How does that make sense? It doesn't.
Will you babies quit fighting? I'm Jessica Kirsten. It's all important. America's funniest comedians. Fresh every day on dailycomedy.com.
That was so lame.
Ugh, I agree.
Oh, now you agree.
Dailycomedy.com. America's funniest comedians. Fresh every day.
That was amazing, Tom.
Betty Financial Services provides fair, quick, and reliable relief to individuals seeking to avoid foreclosure. Betty Financial Services, LLC, is a financial service provider specializing in quick monetary relief for individuals who are losing their property. Our analysts understand your situation and will come up with a resolution to stop the impending action, help save your credit, and you could even walk away with some cash. For more information and a free consultation, call Betty Financial at 888-BFS-BAIL. That's 888-BFS-BAIL.
Congratulations. You're listening to the exclusive, premium, executive version of XM Comedy, Channel 150. This is Terry Jones of Monty Python.
Had this been a cheaper, ordinary version of XM Comedy, you would notice my voice
fading out.
You would notice my voice speeding up, slowing down.
And causing all sorts of what we refer to as audio artifacts. Thank God we're past all that. XM Comedy, Channel 150.
It's Laugh Out Loud month all through the month of July on XM Satellite Radio. We're Ron and Fez from XM 202 High Voltage, just hanging out and discussing some of our favorite stand-up.
Here is a comic I had the opportunity to work with that the exciting thing was now in hindsight, because I didn't even know it at the time, I not only had the chance to watch him work during this time, but hang out a little bit, talk, share ideas. I'm talking about Bill Hicks. Most of the time with stand-up comedians, you really can't look back on them and see how good they were, because comedy is really a matter of that time, that moment. So it's not like you can look back at Jerry Lewis and really understand how big some of this stuff was in '58. The odd thing about Hicks is he's more popular now than he was in the time that he was alive.
He's hitting legend status. He's been gone about 12 years now, and the CD's still huge sellers. Now, it would be interesting 12 years later with another President Bush and another Gulf War to see what Bill Hicks would have to say.
I love film. Film is God. And now I'm really going to hell. Going to TV. I had a great idea for film. I love film, and I was watching Terminator 2. And it was incredible. It was a good movie. Incredible special effects. Unbelievable stunts, right? And I'm thinking to myself, $100 million budget. Unbelievable stunts, man. A guy flies out of a building, through glass, on a helicopter, and lands, on a motorcycle, and lands on a fucking helicopter. Unbelievable. How are they going to top this stuff in a movie ever again? How can you top this? There's no way. Unless they start using terminally ill people. Hear me out. As stuntmen in pictures. Okay. I know to some of you this perhaps sounds a little cruel, maybe. Oh, come on, Bill. Terminally ill stunt people, that's terribly cruel. You know what I think cruel is? Leaving your loved ones to die in some sterile hospital room surrounded by strangers. Fuck that. Put them in the movies. What? You want your grandmother dying like a little bird in some hospital room? Her translucent skin so thin you can see her last heartbeat work its way down her blue veins? Or do you want her to meet Chuck Norris? She'll be thrilled. Doc, how come you've dressed my grandmother up as a mugger? Shut up and get off the set. Action! Push her towards Chuck. Wow, he kicked her head right off her body. Did you see that? Did you see my Grammy? They add sound effects later. Give me all your money. I've got a gun. I'll cut your fucking head off. That's not Grammy. They added that later. Okay, not the most popular theory ever professed. Terminally ill. All I'm saying, folks, is movies are getting more and more boring each year, and people are dying all the time. I'm a weaver. I am a weaver.
We're Ron and Fez from the Ron and Fez Show on XM Satellite Radio. It is Laugh Out Loud Month on XM all through July, and we've been hanging out, going over some of our favorite comedians.
And you know what? If you were going to really be honest about it, this next comic is probably not only our favorite comedian, but if we took the other 9 comics that we played today and we said, who's your favorite comedian? They'd probably say the same thing as us, Brian Regan. Not only is Brian Regan just so strong and been doing such consistent work for so long, but the fact of the matter is, Fez, he always works clean, he always works smart, and there's something about his personality that he's almost set up to become the only comic who's got a shot at becoming a patron saint. Every comic digs him, and you're going to find out why. Here he is, Mr. Brian Regan.
We needed a refrigerator for our new place, and I've never bought a refrigerator in my whole life. I went into the appliance store. There's like 900 of them lined up. There's a salesman there. What's this guy supposed to say about refrigerators? Well, you have this refrigerator right here. This keeps all your food cold for 600. You've got this refrigerator. This keeps all your food cold for 800. Check this out. 1,400 keeps all your food cold. So this guy's working me on this one. I've never seen a guy work so hard. This one is a very nice refrigerator. It has a meats drawer. And what you do with that, you would put meats, whatever varieties that you would choose. These would be your meats. So there's no requirement on the types of meats. You could pick bacon, marbled meats. There's an endless selection. Endless. And this one also has a crisper for crispy things. Potato chips. Look in the door when the door's open. This has an egg area. And that's a very nice thing. It's an area for eggs. You put them all in the egg area. You come home and you go, hey, where are the eggs? Right in the egg area. And they're all written in cursive, and that's a real nice feature. That is a nice touch. We also had to get the phone turned on. I'm at my friend's house. I call the phone company. Can you turn on our telephone? Okay, it's going to be a problem. I figured. How? Why? It's just going to be a big nightmare. That's our policy. It's going to be a nightmare. Something about hell on earth. It's different than I thought. I didn't know how it worked, so I asked him, how does that work? Do we have to wait in our home for a few days for the phone people to come out? No, we do it differently now. We can just flip the switch from right here. Oh, great. Can you go ahead and flip it? We're going to flip it next Thursday. Can you flip it right now? We're going to flip it Thursday, late, or Friday, or sometime in November. Can you see it from where you're at? Can I come down and flip it? What do I know? I guess there's only one flip switcher and he has a lot to get to. I assume they're tiny. Maybe they're big giant switches and they're really hard to flip, you know? Man, he's never going to get to my house. I want to go down there and cheer him on. Go, switch flipper, go! Flip them switches! Flip them good! Switch flipper! Get him right. That was great, man.
That was Brian Regan as we look at some of our favorite comedians, and it is Laugh Out Loud Month. You want to enjoy that all through the month of July on XM Satellite Radio, where you can check out your favorite comedy on your favorite XM comedy channels like Laugh USA, XM 151, Laugh Attack, XM 153, and right here on XM Comedy 150.
And we're Ron and Fez. Thanks a lot for spending the last hour with us. Listen to some of our favorite comics of all time. You listen to Jimmy Schubert, Carl LeBeau, Tom Rhodes, Tommy Blaze, Larry the Cable Guy, Jim Norton, Rich Voss, Jim Brewer, Bill Hicks, and Fezzi, all the way to your favorite comic,
Mr. Brian Regan.
Great comics. Thanks a lot for spending the last hour with us. We had a great time. Join us, if you can, for the Ron and Fez Show.
The Ron and Fez Show, you can hear us weekdays from noon to 3 p.m. That's on the East Coast, 9 a.m. to noon on the West Coast. That all happens on XM 202, high voltage right after Opie and Anthony. We're Ron and Fez.
Take care, everybody.
See ya.